This here is the Rosco DMG Lumiere DASH, and this is the soft dome, or the more formal name is the Round DOT Diffuser. This light combination has become my favorite catch light in a very short time. So the last production I was on, my gaffer, shout out to you, Keith, he had this with him, and I was amazed by the results. Essentially, once we lit the space, got the ambient where we wanted to, brought in our negative fill, we would throw in this light just to give a bit more lift to the face of our actors, and it create a catch light. So essentially, it's just wrapping what we're already creating in the ambient, and it really made it really pop and really beautiful. Now, as many of you already know, I don't tend to sensationalize gear on this channel, though I talk about gear a lot. I'll talk about the useful things about gear and how I use it. And this is one of those pieces of gear that I think every DP should have or be aware of to use it on their projects. But a catch light is nothing new. It's been around for decades. It's new to me in this sense of using a much smaller light. You can actually see this, I'm using it right now. Not the prettiest, I just threw it up here to light my face. I'm in a darker room. But I digress. You do have to buy this separately. It doesn't come in the kit. So when you pair the dot with the dash, it throws a lot of soft light. And you can bring that light a lot closer to your subject and it won't feel like it's being lit. You feel the ambient being lifted. In this case, if you're seeing this frame, it does look like I'm being lit because there's no other ambient in here besides what's happening back here. But if you did this properly, you just brought this in, creates that soft catch light, and then you get a little bit more wrap. Now, majority of you all who watch my videos are working DPs, and you know, there are some other people who have different career paths and such. And so, even though most of us should know what a catch light is, this is for the off chance that someone who doesn't. Essentially, a catch light is a light source, a specular light source that brightens up the eyes to give them life. If you didn't have a catch light, your eyes would be dark, dead, and you know, it can't pull in the viewer. So essentially a catch light can be used from smaller modifiers like this, or larger modifiers from larger light sources like windows or bigger domes. You know, there's multiple ways to get a catch light. I find this to be the most useful if you can get your lights as close as you can. This is going to be something a lot smaller that you can bring into your picture. So as I'm on my own career path, I'm really figuring out the areas that I'm really struggling in or not that strong in, which has been lighting. And over the past year, I've been really paying attention to all my gaffers. I've been paying attention to more DPs and how they talk about light. And it's really not that complicated, but it's something that takes me a little bit more to get my head wrapped around to what I want certain things to look like. And this last job was an interesting approach because we were actually filming with the iPhone 16 Pro, but we still treated the spaces as if we were needed to light it for a bigger camera. It didn't make a difference. So let me show you one or two scenes that we lit and then brought in this catch light. Also, quick note before I forget, I can't show the final footage of the commercial we shot. It's still in post. So once that's actually finished, I'll do a video about the final images and how we accomplished it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek in this video just from behind the scenes. So just to let you know. Now, just to get some context, Caleb and I, we co-directed, but I was mainly the DP as well. And the approach that I wanted for all these spots is to feel natural. And so this consisted of using a mixture of artificial lighting and ambient or the sunlight. So what we did is build out a sandbox essentially where we can play with the light in that space so it can feel like it's full. And mainly this came from being in a house. So we were playing with windows, using larger panels to bring up the ambient and then shaping it that way with negative fill and then bringing in our catch light. So this particular scene is already nighttime outside and we still wanted to feel like it's the middle of the day with our talent. So we brought in some shears, we pumped some 600 panels out in the window to replicate just like a bright sunny day outside. And then we lifted the ambient inside with another panel and we just wrapped that around in the kitchen. And then we brought in our catch light to illuminate her face to bring up her levels to match the ambient inside the room. So obviously this design, this small lifestyle, it's been around for years now. Aputure has a bunch of them, the MCs and MC2 Pro. That can be another option for you to look at if it's in your budget. I don't think this is extremely expensive. I think it's a fair price for the build quality and everything you get. The MC2 Pro from Aputure does have a frost dome as well. So you can most likely get the same quality that you get out of this with that. There are some smaller details, but I'm not going to go through all the details of this light. This is not the video for that. You can definitely check out some other content that's out there about this light, or I can just list the website and you can go read it for yourself. But this does really produce a beautiful light. It checks all the boxes that you expect for a professional light source to give accuracy and reproduce color really accurately, and the output. So it does all those. It checks all those boxes. They've been around for years, I'm assuming. I never heard of this company until I came across that light on set. So I'm going to look more into them, to be honest. But in terms of the build quality, this thing is a tank. If I were to throw this at somebody's face, it's going to do some damage. So this is going to hold up much better than these little dinky MCs. Now the MCs are great. These are pocketable. You put them in different areas. You can use Sidus Link and control them all. This does have an app as well. I'm not going to mention it really. I'm not going to do a walkthrough. Maybe if I do an actual full review of this, probably not. But it does have an app. And this is the base option. Actually, there is another option that has DMX and CM whatever, I don't know, but it does have another option that is more expensive. I got this on B&H for $265 plus the dome, which was $44. So the light came in this nice little pouch, and in it you get another frost grid that is magnetic, so you can just kind of tone down the diffusion. Oh, you get a clear. Oh, cool, you get a clear. I didn't know this. You get a clear, pop that on like that. It has a magnetic front. You have a frost, pop that on too. You have a mini dome as well, pop that on. And then you have a egg crate or a grid, and pop that on. This is not stackable. This is nice that it comes with all of these options for that price, and I'm pretty happy with it. Also comes with a mount for a spud or anything like that. You can pop this on there. And then what else? Oh, okay. This is their magnet. I forgot about that. So you can screw that to the quarter 20, and there's your magnet. It's not a very strong magnet, but it's a magnet nonetheless. Or maybe that's not metal. I don't know. So that's all in the kit, and gets a nice little case, like I said. Yeah, this is a great pickup. What a great find. And before I wrap up, I want to show you another setup where we had this painted room with a bookshelf, and it was supposed to look like this talent just finished working and painting her room, and she's sitting on the floor. And what we did here is that we again brought in another panel, lifted the ambient, really simple. We didn't have any negs, so we let the light fall where it's going to fall naturally. And then we let the sunlight come in. It was around 2 o'clock, so we knew the sunlight was going to start coming in to the right of camera. And then all we did now is brought in the dome here to brighten up her face, give me a little bit of catch light, and boom, just that simple. It looks great. It looks super natural in our opinion. In my opinion, it looks really natural, and that's what we want to achieve. And the reason why we want a lot of this to feel natural is that it is more of a social media campaign. This is going to live on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram, and it's being shot being on the phone. And we didn't want that. We don't want our lighting to be a distraction, to feel too polished for the phone. We want it to feel as native as possible. So making this all feel natural to a certain extent, which was really key to execute the image that we wanted to create. Again, I'm really happy for this light. This was not a review of any source. This was me just being excited for a piece of kit that I've learned about on set, and I bought it and I instantly love it, and definitely gonna be using it for any and all jobs wherever I go now. If I need to have this little light with me, I'm going to like, hey, here, gaffer, if you don't have one, take mine. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, some of the behind the scenes, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.